If you like this video, please rate, comment, share and subscribe. If you dislike it, please tell me why so I can improve. I know I said I was going to make a video on cells today. I will do that tomorrow. I decided that there wasn't any point in making a video on cells today because the person who asked me to do that is on Facebook, and today I'm boycotting Facebook along with Sharada and a few other people. And the reason we're boycotting it is the usual reason why a lot of people boycott Facebook, which is that they don't like breastfeeding pictures. The thing about breastfeeding pictures is perhaps it would be slightly more acceptable, although it still wouldn't be acceptable, if they banned breastfeeding pictures and properly policed and banned erotic depictions of breasts. But that's not what they do. There are in fact loads of erotic pictures of breasts all over Facebook, and yet people are always clamping down on the breastfeeding pictures, and that is what's wrong. Although, well, I say that's what's wrong. What is in fact wrong is that they ban breastfeeding pictures at all, because breastfeeding is the biological function of breasts. They are secondary sexual characteristics, but they are primarily a source of milk for babies. And the fetishization of breasts is something which probably depends on people not being breastfed. And so that's just going to go on forever, isn't it? Just on the subject of boycotts though, the idea of boycotting Facebook for a day sort of implies I care enough about this to boycott Facebook for a day, but I don't care enough to boycott Facebook completely and get some kind of change going. Well, I am in fact trying to get some kind of change going myself, and the way I'm trying to get some kind of change going, of course, is by attempting to lactate. Because in the long term, my plan is for me to lactate as an example to prove that men can do it, and then basically change the world with this little thing. I mean, it's probably very ambitious, by allowing men and women to breastfeed equally, or at least for men to take some of the burden of breastfeeding off women, so that the approach that men have and the relationship they have with their children changes. And so, yes, I am trying to do that, and that is quite a lot more than just boycotting Facebook for a day. However, suppose all I was doing was boycotting Facebook for a day, and that means I don't care enough. Well, the thing about that is, you don't necessarily engage in boycotts because you think it will make a difference. I've said this before. You engage in boycotts as an expression of how you feel about something and how strongly you feel. It's the same reason for going on demos. They are an end in themselves. They are not intended to achieve anything more. They do achieve other things. For example, they achieve encouragement, a feeling that you're less isolated, and expression. And that encouragement might encourage you to do something else. And the something else that I'm doing, of course, is attempting to lactate. So, whereas you can sweep people off and say, oh, you care about it enough to boycott Facebook for a day, but not forever, that really misses the point, because the reason I care about it enough to boycott Facebook for a day and not forever is because it's an emotional expression for me and not an attempt to change the world completely. My attempt to change the world completely is partly in the form of attempting to get my body to secrete milk. It's not an attempt to change the world through boycotting Facebook in a symbolic act, but it is a symbolic act, and I'm at peace with that. I'll see you tomorrow.